It's a trap, you walk right into the hate. All over a new king that's face is just replaced. It's all the same, you still be ruled by force. And no matter who it is, they'll still carry on the torch. Just a lie, cheat, steal, half of what you make. Taxation is steps, it's time to vacate the state. Newsflash, all your cash is an IOU. From killers who really do steal from you. Inflation is a weapon used by every nation who says that they're saving the world through lies. That they disguise and pass off as bravery. Well, I got news, debt is slavery. It don't matter who's madder, a new master don't matter. When they both want the same, the state don't play no games. They got you trying to survive and put you on sides and ready to kill each other. That's conquer and divide. It's all for show, or for hyper control.
That's why you gotta be black boy.
And we're back with another episode of Buns and Tubs. We're here with you on this Tuesday afternoon to give you all the things that you want to hear and more.
Welcome back. We missed you.
Yeah. We are now in, week 6 of the stay-at-home order?
Yeah. Free men don't ask for permission.
Yeah.
Just remember that.
True. But nah, we're here, and, I know all of you are just chomping at the bit to get out in the world again, and I understand it. I get it, Now, I necessarily don't want to go anywhere in particular. I don't go anywhere anyways.
Yeah. I mean, nothing's changed really.
Maybe it's more for other people.
I'm upset that we have to wear these punk ass masks at Walmart now or whatever retailer starting on the 12th, according to Mein Führer DeWine. Mm-hmm. Did you see the story that I put up?
No, what did it say?
It was his face where he's wearing a mask below his nose.
Oh, yeah.
I put it to the music of Mask Off.
Nice.
And it made me feel good.
Nice. But no, other than that, what's been going on lately?
Well, we got a new partnership here at the Bones and Tubs podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Instagram.com/JNY5_ or over at JNY5.com. He is a digital artist. He has a clothing line, streetwear that is intentionally vague, focused on autonomy, individuality, freedom. I fucked that up. Individual freedom. It highlights the evil of government and organizations with a touch of peaceful anarchist society forming inside of our broken, decaying, mob-rule democracy. Going over there and check him out, jny5.com. He's going to be doing some of our cover art,
Yeah.
and maybe a logo redesign.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it.
Me too. I love his shit. If you buy some of his clothing, we don't ask for, a part of that. We're not going to.
No.
But do let him know that
Buns and Tubs sent you.
we sent you. Bones and Tubs.
That we're the ones that sent you that way.
We also want to shout out our musical master, Blood of the Brave.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube.com/Blood of the Brave. Blood of the Brave at Bandcamp.com. BloodoftheBrave.com. And he's on SoundCloud. Also on Insta, Facebook, and Twitter.
Go check him out.
Tell him, hey, Bones and Tubs told me I like your music. I figured out how to put napalm inside of a glass bottle.
Thanks.
And thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. Patreon.com/Bones and Tubs.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got.
Okay.
Oh, except for this.
Oh, okay.
Then I'll shut up.
Oh, okay.
And in the middle of the night, I received a telegram. I like to read it for you.
Let's hear it.
And the Bones and Tubs Nation.
Yeah.
From the three amigos. Mr. Fogg, we happily report that operations are ahead of schedule. The hive mind is awakening. John has a long mustache. The chair is against the wall. I repeat, the chair is against the wall. Brian Bond.
Nice. But no, you've been getting anything this week, or just doing stuff at home?
Just the things that we always kind of talk about. I'm tired of this fake ass, or I don't want to use the word fake, but contrived virus created.
Overinflated.
Overinflated.
That's the term I like to use.
What's the purpose?
Well, I mean, we're going to be talking about that today.
I know.
But other than that, the only other thing I've been doing this week is I've started watching, they put that show, that miniseries, I think, Waco on Netflix, and I've been watching that. And it's actually, I went in very, very jaded.
Skeptical.
Because I figured it was just going to be propaganda, more or less.
Pro-status nonsense.
Yeah. But actually, it's not as much They kind of, I feel like they give a more, and I've never been the type to say that David Koresh was a sane and sound individual by any means. But I also
he had a lot of good ideas.
But I also believe that they didn't deserve what they got, right?
Murdered.
Yeah, pretty much. So, and the way they portrayed the initial beginning of the siege is actually pretty apropos. He walks out to tell them to stand down. We have women and children. And there was some dogs that they had out there. And the dogs were barking. And they shoot the dogs. And that's when everything just goes buck wild.
If they just kept the dogs out of their view.
Holy shit, there's dogs! They were like huskies too, man. Like,
of course.
Come on now.
But if it was just an army of golden retrievers, they would have. Yeah. Oh my god!
I thought that was appropriate. But I advise anybody as of right now, go check it out because they have definitely. I feel like they've tried to give a clearer picture, basically, of how there were people on the Fed side that. The one guy who had been staking them out had tried to tell them before they started the raid, hey, they know you're coming. Chill the fuck out.
You need to be chill, my dude.
You need to chill. You need to stand down because it's about to get real bad.
Shit's about to get nasty.
Real gross in there.
Slippery even.
Yes. So I would go tell you anybody to go check it out.
I like how you said that they enlisted the help of an anti-government fellow to be the go-between.
That was during Ruby Ridge, yeah.
Oh, I got that twisted.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But the series, I looked it up. The series is based on 2 books. One is by a survivor of the Waco massacre.
Yeah.
And the second book that they took inspiration from was from the lead negotiator.
Okay. So,
in the lead negotiator so far, I think he's we did a whole episode about Waco it's one of my crown jewels in the crown as far as I say.
Yeah, go check it out.
It's one of those ones where I'm proud of the work we did on it because I think we did its due diligence.
We did the good thing, the good work.
So if you want to go back and check out our Waco episode, it's very good. And our Ruby Ridge episode for that matter.
We've been having a lot of people follow our advice. Go back and listen to our episodes.
Yeah.
Some of our view counts are getting up there on YouTube.
That's cool.
YouTube.com/Buzzatop.
Those are 2 episodes I would definitively say you want to go back and listen to. They're a good time. And I think we did good jobs with both of those topics, Ruby Ridge and Waco, for that matter. Because we did separate episodes for those 2 incidents, did we not?
Yeah.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we did because we got real deep into the Randy Weaver saga. And I don't think we would have spent, I don't think we would have put those 2 together.
Right.
But
definitely go follow us on YouTube, though. Hit that bell. See our new videos and all that. Help us get to 1,000 followers so we can do lives on there instead of punk-ass Instagram.
I was thinking the other day, because I was watching this and I was thinking about the episodes we did on. I think in the future, it's we do sequels to old episodes and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the penultimate sequel of doing Ruby Ridge and then Waco, we need to do a 3rd part. Because I feel like in that whole...
Waco?
Well, not for Waco. There needs to be a 3rd part because I feel like part of that saga involves another conspiracy and incident, and that's the Oklahoma City bombing.
Oh yeah, we haven't done one.
It's no. I think I was looking at it the other day. We had never done an Oklahoma City bombing episode, and I was like,
that's crazy.
I was like, and that's the thing. I was like, that's kind of those 3 incidents are running in tandem together. I was like, we kind of need to close that loop out.
Yeah, we should do that.
Okay. Well, we put it out into the universe now because that's a whole.
We need to find that.
The Oklahoma City bombing is its own.
Did I ever tell you or send you the interview with the one witness that lived
to the Oklahoma City bombing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's one of the only ones that lived because when she was in the hospital, these Fed boys were coming around and asking people what'd you see? And anybody that saw anything ended up dying of a heart attack or a fucking gunshot, 2 heart attacks to the back of the head. And she was like, I got knocked out. I didn't see shit. And she waited 5 or 10 years. And then she was like, let me tell you a story.
Yeah.
So she's talking about.
So she pulled a Bill Cooper then.
Yeah.
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 She's like, I'm going to sit on this for a little while, motherfuckers.
Right. She was talking about seeing, what's his name?
Timothy McVeigh.
Yeah, Timothy McVeigh. He was in there dressed as a military boy at the time. You know, he was there with another fellow in those aviator sunglasses as a military fellow, and they were going around. They said that they had contracted new maintenance people that they never had in there before, and they were working with gray sticks of butter and copper wire, which is fucking C4.
Yeah.
But that's just a little taste.
But we'll get into that more when we do the actual episode.
Got to prime the mower.
You got to give it a little dirt,
a little air prime.
Yeah, a little prime. But no, I highly suggest that show, though. I think if you want a little bit of insight into what was going on, not to say David Koresh wasn't.
He was trying to help, man.
Don't be facetious. He's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
But
what'd you say? He said that sex was a carnal thing, and
sex was it distracted from the divinity
amongst married couples.
Even amongst married couples, it distracted
his
from
coven.
It distracted from it. So he took the act of sex upon himself.
He took the burden away.
He took the burden.
He was just trying to.
Yeah. But
oh my God! I still say that if he hadn't had those dogs out there, everybody would have been fine.
But now, so back to what's going on in the world today. It seems that places are starting to open back up again. They're starting to. You know, Daddy told us we could go outside again.
Man, fuck Daddy. Daddy's a bitch.
But Daddy said we got to wear a mask when we go outside. So there is that.
I'm so sick of that shit. Especially our specific clown, Mike DeWine. Fuck him.
And the amount of bootlicking that goes on with that. People are like, listen, I'm no Republican, but let me tell you, he's a great guy.
Thank you so much for protecting Mike DeWine. Love you so much.
That's the sound they make.
I hope. I told in the group chat last night, I told El Presidente, I was like, man, I hope he gets, smashed or raped by an asteroid or the alien invasion. I was talking to Iceman earlier this morning because I sent him that podcast that I sent you, the tinfoil hat.
Yeah.
About that asteroid and everything, and he was like, man, this looks like at the very least like they might try and activate Project Bluebeam. And it hit me like Iridium Next, where they're up there talking about this string of satellites that are going to shoot 5G millimeter waves from fucking space. Eat my dick. I do not believe you.
Yeah.
But that's a possibility. We had a good old John about that, and then he started talking in the text chat about Nibiru and Planet X and all that.
Yeah.
Sorry, just...
Nah, Iceman, he's on it sometimes, man.
We need to talk to him more. I think he's...
Yeah.
Hopefully get him to listen to this episode. I wanted to ask him ahead of time what he thought about it, or if he knew about it.
I wonder if he has anybody to proverbially play catch with, you know what I mean? Like me and you, we
I think he's got Aaron the Red.
Yeah, that's true. He does.
I don't know if he listens to the podcast or not.
I know Aaron the Red does.
Iceman, if you listen to the podcast, let me know.
Yeah.
I'd like to know that. He should come on. He's like one of the only people in our original group that never came on.
Yeah.
Other than Indian Ben.
And
could you imagine getting Indian Ben with that?
He's a very, I'm not saying he's soft-spoken, but he's a very, he chooses his words wisely. I don't know if he would feel comfortable doing a show. You know what I mean?
I get it.
I'm not saying that I would want him on the show. I'd love to have him on the show.
His nickname would have to not be Indian Ben unless we got him trashed.
I think he's called the Aviator.
I would call him either the Aviator or Eeyore.
Yeah.
As ex-girlfriends have called him.
Yeah.
He got that donkey hitter. JNY5_ on Instagram just joined. What's up? Shout out. We gave you a shout out. Hopefully you like it.
Yeah. But, I'd love to have him on the show, and Iceman for that matter. And we haven't had Adam on the show either.
That's true. The IT man.
The IT man.
Yeah.
Not the IT guy.
He'd probably just sit in here and criticize our setup.
Yeah, you guys are fucking chumps.
Cavemen.
This is fucking amateur.
Yeah.
Fucking turds.
5 minutes in here, he'd have it looking like Joe Rogan Experience.
Thermal scans for entry.
Death models rise again. You know what's funny? I saw a story earlier in New York City where they're talking about how the death rates are crazy, right? But they have, I'm going to butcher this. I want to say 80,000 die a year from heart disease. You want to know what that number was last month? I'm sorry. I don't fucking know, man. So anyway, it's on trend to hit that number. Well, the trend so far this year, after all this fake ass COVID,
Yeah.
hit. It's at 354.
Sweet and sour sicken.
You did not help heart health that much. You're using the heart deaths to pad your numbers.
No good. No bueno.
It makes me angry.
Yes. But other than that, I saw something earlier. I feel like they're going to attempt to use this for whatever reason to slide. Like, I feel like, does anybody else feel like they're kind of just sliding Joe Biden in?
Yeah. Did you see that video where his wife was doing all the talking and he just stood there like,
yeah,
confused
like,
papaw?
Because here's the thing, like,
not even letting him speak anymore.
It canceled the primaries for Democrats, and they just like slid him right in there, like right in the slot, man. Like, it's like some Weekend at Bernie shit. No pun intended.
It's not. It's a Jesuit thing anyway.
But they
want Trump to win.
They slid that corpse right in there, right? And I just saw an article just a little while ago that said that there was a memo put out yesterday from the White House talking about preparing for transition, right? So I feel like they're going to go ahead and just try to slide this like under the radar, like, hey, Trump's gone. Now your president is Joe Biden.
I'm going to tie these memes together because Joe Biden's nothing more to me than a pedophile meme. Mm-hmm. But did you see the picture that they've been touting about the corpse? Kim Jong-un, his sister, now taking over, right?
Yeah.
So they had the picture of her looking all crazy, like she just gets with dudes, and if they don't make her come, then she cuts her dicks off, and they use it in the village for like hot dogs. She's been making a lot of hot dogs. I'm just saying, she a whore, but filthy whorish bitch. She deserves death. But anyway, it's her face doing this side glance, and he's behind her sniffing. Joe Biden sniffing that saw Chinese hair.
A picture of her where she was like running across the tarmac, like with a piece of toast in her mouth, like she was late, like she was late for something.
Yeah,
and people have been making it into like an anime thing because
Naruto run.
They look at her and they're like, waifu, like
yeah,
because I mean I'm not gonna say she's like hot. Yeah, I'm not getting in this. I'm not getting in this conversation because this is
we're not going to worship bitch ass dictators.
This
That's
is
a fact.
Dangerous route. I would say she is handsome.
Let me ask you this:
right, she's a handsome woman.
Can you compare her to a real life version of May? Because we all know that May is bae.
See, no, she's not May.
She's not Thug.
The thing is, she's very. To me, she looks very like cold.
Yeah, like a fucking psychopath.
Like she looks like a little bit like physically depraved. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, so, and May looks warm and bright and wholesome.
Bubbly.
And
trying
bubbly.
to fix, global warming or whatever the fuck she believes in.
None of those adjectives I would use to describe Kim Jong-un's sister.
What's her name? Is it like Pink Pad Pud?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm just asking. I don't know.
No, it's...
I'm not good at this.
It's like, let's just say that it has the same similar feeling that Kim Jong-un has. I can't remember.
Her name's just Lil Kim.
Lil Kim.
Like we used to joke about him being Lil Kim.
Yeah.
How many times do you think her brother fucked her?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We're not trying to give them any clout, man. Fuck the North Korean government.
No, you're right. But here's the thing, though. Like, I've heard two theories with this. One, he's either dead or in vegetative state. Or two, he's alive and well, but there is a huge corona crisis going on in North Korea that they're keeping a lid on.
It's corona time.
And he is, like, on the lam.
Yeah. Because
he ain't trying to catch that Rona.
I'm going to give you the one that's going to make you fist fight me. Mm-hmm. I really don't want to fist fight you because you're my dude.
Okay, well, what is it?
He's just part of these global leaders that they want to keep alive, and he went underground just like all the other world leaders.
That's not going to make me fist fight you. That's probably what's actually going on. That's why, like, Trump has... Okay, so...
He gaffed on purpose.
Yeah, he gaffed on purpose so he could dip out.
Motherfucker. He knows what's up, bro.
So he could dip out.
Yeah.
If anybody didn't, I'm sure you know, because once again, Trump has thrown a great fucking smoke bomb that has just like sent everybody into a tizzy.
I
because you have
watched that yet.
You have one side being like fucking pissed, like, how could he say something so fucking stupid? He's an idiot.
And
then the other side's just apologists, like, oh, well, he didn't mean it like that. You're taking it out of context.
Did you watch it?
Yes,
I haven't watched it yet. So do you think, was he being facetious or was he being borderline serious?
Okay, no, here's what I think. And I'm not an apologist.
And we're talking about him saying that we should inject disinfectants or drink them and then put UV light inside our bodies. Right?
He was basically getting at the notion. He didn't say. Okay, he didn't say some way to. I think the way its context is written, it's some way to disinfect the body internally.
It's a terrible idea.
And then the other aspect was using. He's heard scientists using UV lights and stuff like that. Yeah, in a way, like I said, I'm not an apologist, but they did take it out of context all the way.
Okay,
and now they're saying,
good.
oh, well, there's a big spike in fucking people drinking bleach and shit. Like,
they have had, now this happened before he made this gaffe, but they're saying that if you drink bleach, a certain part of bleach and water, that it disinfects your body. I read that online before. This is months ago.
But as the Boson Time Nation, I'm advising against drinking bleach
don't
water.
do that.
No.
That's silly.
That's foolish. But the thing is, it's like, as far as I'm concerned,
Gotta
people
get those Clorox chewables.
people eating and drinking disinfectants, if they're doing it actually, and then they're saying that they did it because Trump told them, I'm gonna go on a limb here and say you deserve it.
Yeah, that's like Tide Pods, bro.
Like, that's, as far as I'm concerned,
You asked for it.
That's Darwinism at work right there.
Yeah.
Like, bravo. You know, if that was his whole intention in the first place, which I don't think it was, because I think he just talked out of turn about something he doesn't know a lot about.
Or he said it because he wanted to have something to blame on his disappearance when he went into Air Force One.
Yeah, when he
permanently.
When everybody gave him shit, and he's like, you know what? I'm not even going to do these briefings anymore. Fuck all of you.
Right.
Like, it's not worth my time if all you're going to do is take everything I say and fucking dismantle it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm no apologist. He has no tact. He has no filter. He has no eloquent way of saying things. He lacks all those things.
Mm-hmm. He's a sweet potato.
He is. He's not a potato, but he is a sweet potato.
Spend too much time in that UV light, my guy.
Yeah. I mean, maybe like he's like, hey, I don't get COVID and I spend hours and hours in tanning beds.
You know what I do? It's huge. It's the best thing. A lot of people are doing it. I'm doing it. I've been doing it for a long time. People are doing it because I'm doing it. But basically, I only eat McDonald's and I don't drink or do drugs, except for uppers.
I tan for upwards of 2 hours a day, and I bleach my asshole.
I have my wife Ivanka put a dildo in my asshole. Have you seen the alien ones that shoot the egg in you? It's a Clorox egg my butthole.
I'm not gonna actually you right now, but you just said Ivanka is his daughter.
I know.
Okay,
I did that on purpose.
Okay.
He kissed her on the mouth.
Okay, yeah.
You don't kiss your grown daughter on the mouth.
But no,
talk about marrying her.
I'm not saying I'm not an apologist, right? Because the thing is like when you are the president of the United States, you do have to be held to some sort of standard when it comes to what you say and how people are going to take it. But in the same line, if you're drinking bleach,
you asked for it.
Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you.
You're in the bathroom looking at that the Lysol. You know how like before we had smartphones, we would just read like shampoo bottles and shit in the bathroom. Yeah. He's looking at like the toilet bowl cleaner. He's like, kills coronavirus. Fuck it. I'm gonna take a sip.
You know, like here's the thing. Like I see, like if you're a child and you get some bad information like that, that's one thing because you're a kid. You don't know no better.
You're
right?
innocent. Yeah.
But we're talking about adults here who are drinking bleach.
Played yourself.
Yeah.
You ever open your eyes underwater in a pool?
Oh, it stings.
Hurts. What do you think that does to your body has many sphincters.
Your body has a lot of holes.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't do it.
No, it's a
bad idea.
Don't put bleach in your holes.
You know what you should do? Wash your fucking hands.
You wash your hands and don't god damn it. Like why do people have to be like, hey, don't drink bleach?
Well, I came up with a 3-step plan to stop this from ever happening again.
Mm-hmm.
You want to hear it? Mm-hmm. Wash your fucking hands. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Don't vote.
Mm-hmm.
And authority is an illusion.
Like, do we need to just go ahead and start putting, like I think we need to just go ahead and start putting skull and crossbones on things again. You know?
Why do we stop?
Well,
I saw that the Indian Lakes Butter Company quit putting the Native American on there.
Which that's whatever. It's a company's prerogative to do what they want. If anybody gets upset about it, then don't buy the butter. It's fucking butter. There's butter all over the place. You don't have to fucking buy Land O'Lakes butter.
Vote with your dollars.
Yeah, if you don't like the fact that they took the fucking kneeling squaw off the front of the fucking butter, then don't buy it anymore.
Right. I get it.
Don't get mad about it. Don't fucking protest it. Fuck it. Who cares?
No one.
You know what? If it's on sale, I'm probably still going to buy it because I don't give a fuck.
'Cause it's butter and it's delicious.
Unless, like, a product literally, like, says buying this funds something that I don't agree with.
Yeah.
Like, it literally says that on the label. Like, I can't believe I'm funding Mossad. You know?
Well, fuck margarine. That's plastic.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying,
No, I
though,
get it,
right?
yeah.
Like,
your purchase of Land O'Lakes butter has gone to fund 2 abortions in New York City.
exactly. Right. Yeah. Every purchase of fucking Charmin Ultra, make sure that a puppy gets put down. Like,
We help cops shoot puppies. Speaking of that, I got a meme from DC Debts on Instagram, and it had a Roomba with a handgun on it. And it said, "I made a Roomba that shoots anything it bumps into." And like, so you basically made a cop.
Congratulations.
Yeah, shout out ACAP.
I wonder if it's Alpata certified.
It is. It only had to go to school for 6 months. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Now I'm imagining, like, you see lights behind you, and a Roomba like walks up to your car.
No!
It just starts bumping into it, and it's just shooting. Like, stop shooting me.
He's got a dog. He's got a dog. Can we do this real quick before we get into the topic?
Yeah.
So you didn't listen to it, did you?
I listened to a little bit of it.
Okay. I would advise everyone to go download number 303 of the Tinfoil Hat podcast. It's titled "Behold the Pale White Asteroid Swapcast with IntelliHub's Shepard and Bellis." Very good episode. And I mention it not to do fear porn, but because of 2 reasons. One, when I put it in the title, it'll get us trending in a certain group of people that will agree with us and like our stuff. And also, if it happens, I don't know.
Well,
I don't think it's going to be an end of the earth event. But if you think about it, the reason why all these governments came together for the first time in history to impose a worldwide lockdown, right, and get militaries out there. You got military command. The United States has 3 presidents right now. Mike Pompeo, FEMA, the military commander. I don't know his name, but he's been the head of the military high brass that were put into Cheyenne Mountain that we talked about in last episode or 2 episodes ago. And then Trump, who's probably just continuously in Air Force One.
what was I say? But then you have to. We'll talk about it later. But then there's the 4th president.
Who's that?
That's the one we're going to be talking about.
I see. Ooh-wee.
Yeah. He's the president of it all.
El Presidente, the black one.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they initiated some things. We've talked before about the documentary Camp FEMA that we told you to go check out for free on YouTube. Not a sponsor. And they basically talk about all the executive orders that were put into place by Daddy Bush. And by daddy, I don't mean like the older one that's dead now. I mean,
you mean W.
I mean W. Not daddy just because he thinks he's leading shit. But there's a bunch of executive orders that give FEMA more power than the president of the federal government combined. If you could get a nationwide national emergency, which we've never had before like this. All the states individually declared a national emergency. The federal government then declared a national emergency. FEMA head.
Yeah.
So they've activated something like 100,000 trauma surgeons federally. All the hospitals are empty.
Yeah. I've been seeing TikToks of nurses like in empty hospitals and stuff like that.
Yeah. So the theory on this podcast was, look what they're doing. They're making you shelter in place because you won't be in mass areas. We don't know if this comet or asteroid pulled in by the comet is going to hit a mass area to kill less people if we're all sheltered in place in different areas. Or it might affect Yellowstone, cause it to blow. They just don't know. Basically, in this podcast, the IntelliHub creator, he talks about us being in a tunnel, right? The tunnel that we found. This is the area where the asteroid is going to be. We're not sure where, but it's in this area. And the Earth is inside that. So it's possible that it'll either hit us, cause gravitational fluctuations, a polar shift, Yellowstone to explode.
Did he say how big this tunnel is in proximity to how big the Earth is inside the tunnel?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, if, like, say, hypothetically...
It's enough...
the Earth is nearly as big as the tunnel, then I'd be really worried.
Right.
You know?
I don't think... And what's weird is it really ties in... We've talked before in past episodes about Zechariah Sitchin and the Anunnaki and all that. This is on a 6,000-ish year egg-shaped orbit. So this has been talked about in multiple religions in the past through history, and we all know, if you've listened to the show for long enough, that most of the stories in these religions are allegorical. So they're talking about things like we got wormwood being the end of days, Revelation.
Yeah.
We've got the Anunnaki talking about the 10th planet, Planet X, Nibiru, where the Anunnaki are. You have the government right now just completely uploading videos of UFOs. So
they're getting us ready.
it's a solid theory that this is either a real thing or it's going to be a Project Bluebeam.
You think they're going to? You think they're just greasing us up right now?
Yeah, they're greasing us up for something. I was talking, like I said earlier, the Iceman about Iridium Next, where they're trying to say, well, it's going to provide worldwide Wi-Fi connection with the 5G millimeter wave from space. That's bullshit. We said that before. It could be a part of Project Bluebeam. They could just drop tungsten rods from space and say, like, oh my God, asteroids are hitting.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Send all the tungsten rods.
Yeah. All of them.
But
activate Sky Jesus.
yeah, and I guess we'll know tomorrow, won't we?
I don't know.
We'll know. We won't
They say
know.
it's supposed to be closest to the Earth tomorrow. They've got something happening in May that looks creepy as fuck. Did you see that? Just with a crescent moon. And it's got, like, supposedly they're saying Venus and something else. It makes a smiley face in the sky. But then these people that believe in Nibiru are talking about what that solar system looks like. You've got Nibiru and then their sun that are on that elliptical orbit that go through it. And it would line up with the moon making a smile.
So
our job's to question everything here.
Are you saying that the universe is trolling us?
We're being trolled, but we have not ever discounted that this is not an illusion.
Yeah. No. So
Simulation that just runs back and forth. When it gets reset, we come back in like 1481, and you and I are like
minstrels.
Yeah.
Was that a thing?
Fuck, I'm not good with history, bro.
What if I was just like like a shit shoveler? I feel like that was a job back then.
I definitely, in a past life, if those are a thing, you and I definitely collected plague corpses.
Plague corpses.
I fucking hate my job. This is bullshit.
Hey, we got like 30 corpses on the other side of the village. Fuck!
So I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of things. A lot of these crazy theories make more sense for a worldwide lockdown. And all the things that they're doing, like I said, activating trauma surgeons, emptying out hospitals. They just took back a massive order of N95s and put them in federal storage. FEMA did. They took them from New York. So, like, if this whole virus thing is the reason why you're trying to do all this shit, why would you take, and ventilators, they also have a massive collection of dust masks.
Now, I heard something, too, about the whole ventilator thing, not to get off track, but I heard that there have been people coming out of the woodwork saying that the ventilators are actually making people sicker.
Right. If the virus is real and it's malaria-like, what it's doing is it's not only weakening your body's ability to breathe on its own, but the problem is not breathing so much as it is with, I guess malaria attacks your red blood cells in a way to carry oxygen. So what they should be doing is giving them oxygen. But they're not, because they're saying that aerosolizes the virus and creates a fucking spread.
Well, see, I think I said it on an earlier show when we were talking about it one time was... I think I compared, because I remember hearing about it initially. People were talking about there's a possibility that the ventilators are bad for them, right? And I think I don't remember if I said it on the show or I said it. I'm going to say it again because I don't know if I said it on the show. Sometimes I get the show and talking to people confused.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of the same thing.
Well, it's kind of like me having conversations with you that are real or ones I dreamed about that I think are real.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I believe that this could be kind of in the similar vein of, okay, so like, there's been studies that say that when somebody has a stroke, they have a higher chance of full recovery if you get them out of the bed within like 24 hours of the stroke.
And force them to function.
Force them to walk around and do shit.
Yeah.
And it gets them going, and they have a faster recovery, and they have a higher chance of a full recovery from a stroke.
Because your body needs that stress instead of being taken care of by a fucking machine.
When I think of the whole ventilator thing, I think of the same thing where, okay, if you're like making it so that somebody doesn't have to breathe on their own, and you're saying, okay, we're going to take over this for you, you are weakening that person's ability to even breathe in and of itself, right? So you're kind of you're atrophying those things that they need in order to survive. Because so by logic, when they go on the ventilator, there's a chance they may never come off the ventilator. You know.
Yeah.
That's just the theory.
No, I mean, that makes a lot of sense, especially what we're seeing now, like a lot of these people are saying over and over again. I mean, apparently...
It's the same thing with heart attack victims, too, from what I've gathered, is like, get them out of bed. Like, we're talking, a motherfucker had just had open heart surgery. Like, they fucking flapped their chest all the way open. Mm-hmm. If you get that motherfucker up out of that bed the same day they had the surgery, they have a higher chance of recovering.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of truth to that. I mean, the body itself is... I mean, it's kind of like those doctors. There's a lot of controversy around that. The video I sent you, those 2 doctors in California, apparently they have some sort of financial interest vested in private industry that's shut down right now. But they came forward and they were like, look, we got all the numbers. They took the numbers of people infected versus population versus people tested versus the death rates. And they're like, these are astronomical numbers people were testing. A lot of people are infected. 6 or 8 out of 10 of them don't know that they have the virus, but they do, and it's no big deal. And the death numbers are inflated by heart attacks, pneumonia, car accidents, anything, because they're getting a federal stipend for any hospital that has a COVID patient, and they're encouraging you to put COVID on the list of death. He's like, think about the way your immune system works. It's much like you're talking about with heart attacks and all that. Your body thrives on stress. Your immune system thrives on exposure to viruses and bacteria because it gets them, it destroys them, and then it builds it in that library of things it's protected against. So the longer we're under lockdown with masks on, not, we're social distant. He's like, think about it this way. We're sanitizing everything in our houses. We're using hand sanitizer on our hands to the point of it cracking our skin.
Yeah.
He's like, you come out of this, the hospitals are shut down, doctors are furloughed, and everybody starts actually getting sick. Where are they going to go?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we did enough due diligence on that one.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about what we were going to talk about today.
Take a quick break. We'll hit that BP hitter.
Sounds good. All right, so today we wanted to just kind of give you guys, something to think about.
The show topic name, or part of it, the Black Pope.
The Black Pope.
Why is he going to be black, though?
You may ask yourself if you've ever heard that term before, or you have heard of it, but you don't quite know understand what it means. The Black Pope is the head of the Society of Jesus.
Jesuits?
Otherwise known as the Jesuits.
What's his full title? Something about the general?
Yes. He is the Superior General of the Society of Jesus.
Okay, then.
Now, we talked about this the other day when I started looking into this. General doesn't really necessarily necessitate being a term like for somebody in the military. It just means the principal. Like the person, like the principate, the one who's like the head of said society, right?
The most important.
Yeah, the most important. Because like apparently there's all these different branches, shoot-offs of Catholicism, right? You have the Jesuits, you have the Franciscans.
Yeah.
All these different subgroups, right? He's the head of the Jesuits, which we've talked about the Jesuits on the show before and how we feel like they have some...
hidden hand.
They have a hidden,
sorts.
Proverbial hidden hand.
With a hidden hand. But a lot of these conspiracy theories think that he is the president of the world.
That's what basically it boils down to, is because we've talked about the Jesuits before and how they have some serious ties across the world, and we're talking with groups and organizations all across the world. I mean, we're talking about Bilderberg, the
Trilateral Commission.
The Trilateral Commission. We're talking about
Committee of 300.
Yeah, the Committee of 300, big ties with Israel and stuff like that. In Zionism, which, that doesn't seem like it would make sense. But it's kind of something we've talked about in private before, where Zionism is something that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a Jew to be a Zionist.
No, well, the one thing that confuses me because of its ties, the Jesuits' ties with secret societies and the fact that it's its own secret society. We've talked before, either on the show or privately, that the Freemasons are like secret Jews.
I've always contemplated that because they have a lot of... there's a lot... If you look at the mysticism, it's very Kabbalistic.
Yeah. There's a massive divide, though, between Freemasons and Jesuits. which is odd.
Well, that you got to remember, a lot of times these divides are fabricated. Like they're not really divided. Like you think of it like the same sense where like, you know, we call them all alphabet boys, but the FBI and the ATF and CIA and all them act like they're different autonomous organizations.
Right.
But they're all working towards the same goal.
Yeah.
This is the same principle
They might have their own end game.
Well, that's the thing. Well, I don't even know if they have a different end game. They all have the same end game, but they don't work together.
It's a problem of leadership. I would imagine they all want to be on top of the mountain.
It could be that, or it could
Pyramid,
be,
I guess.
They have their own, like, think of it like, I think of it, and I think it's apropos, you think of it like crime families, right? How they have their different markets, you know, whether it be, you know, one works in racketeering and the unions, one works in gambling, one works in drugs. They all work together to do the same thing.
Common goal with each of them. I don't know. I get it.
Like in the gangland world, the common goal is to rule the underworld.
Right.
Right.
You have to have companions, though. You can't necessarily be the one boy.
Yeah.
And I think Trump might be the first Jesuit, at least the first, like, highly touted Jesuit president.
Well, he was, we call him a Jesuit, but to be a Jesuit, you have to be a priest. But he was educated by Jesuits.
Well, there is some sort of I don't want to say porch Jesuit, but there is some sort of an organizational secret society you can get in that is a Jesuit tone.
Yes.
Similar to Freemasonry.
And basically, how on the outside, on the surface, they want you to believe that this guy, this Black Pope, is simply the head of that one order.
Yeah.
Right. But I find it weird that all these different orders have their supposed, like, generals, whether it be the Franciscans or what have you, or the Jesuits. But they're the Jesuit general is the only one that's referenced as the Black Pope. Mm-hmm. Like, he's like the shadow pope.
Yeah.
You know, like he's the one that's really pulling the strings in the background.
Big dick energy.
And the thing is you got to remember is where a lot of Catholic orders were really centralized out of Rome and dealing with Europe. The Jesuits, like conquistadors of their day, were like, listen, there's a whole world out there that we need to start exploiting the fuck out of.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get out there and figure that shit out. And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to like opening up universities and stuff like that, which are like, as far as I'm concerned, those are hubs for whatever fucking diatribe and propaganda you're trying to spew out into the world.
Exactly.
They're at the head of that. They've opened so many universities and colleges and stuff like that and branched out all the world and learned new things. And those are the things we know of. You know, I've talked before about lunar magic and stuff like that and how I think the Jesuits have ties with that shit.
Yeah, there's definitely something with that because you've seen they've done extensive work on Trump being into lunar magic.
Well, not only that, they're able to, that thing that I've talked about before where, you know, they somehow can transmute negative energy and use it to their own advantage.
Yeah.
Where others really couldn't do that. But I'll tell you, one of the best sites I found to find stuff about the Black Pope and the Jesuits is called Vatican Assassins.
Yeah.
So originally it was a book, but now it's a full-fledged website with all
You've even
sorts of
joked
articles.
about being killed by Vatican assassins before.
Yeah.
This might do it.
It's no fucking joke. It's not just a name. They're Vatican assassins. Like,
Before you get into them, can I give the oath?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it makes more sense.
yeah.
Now they have, if you go to DuckDuckGo or whatever your search engine is, and type in Jesuit Extreme Oath of Induction, it's their oath before they can be at their present position that they want anyway. It goes on and on and on and on and on. And then we hit the important parts. And it says, I furthermore promise and declare that I will, when opportunity present, make and wage relentless war, secretly or openly, against all heretics, Protestants, and liberals, as I am directed to do, to expatriate and exterminate them from the face of the whole earth, and that I will spare neither age, sex, or condition, and that I will hang, waste, boil, flay, strangle, and bury alive these infamous heretics, rip up their stomachs and wombs of their women, and crush their infants' heads against the walls, in order to annihilate forever their execrable race, that when the same cannot be done openly, I will secretly use a poisoned cup, a strangulating cord, the steel of a poniard or leaden bullet, regardless of honor, rank, dignity, or authority of the person or persons, whatever their condition in life, either public or private, as I at any time may be directed to do so by any agent of the Pope or superior of the Brotherhood of the Holy Faith for the Society of Jesus. So, the one interview I watched with this dude, the Black Pope currently, I forget his name. I'm sure you've got it.
Arturo Sosa.
Yeah. They interviewed Arturo Sosa, and this lady's a member of We Are Change New York, and they had like a public event where they can go and meet them and stuff. And she's like, taking pictures and shit and smiling. Like, can I ask you a question real quick for a clarification? And then she reads that part to him, and he's like, I've never heard that before. But he smiles at her in a way that therein lies the fact that I will secretly wage warfare against your bitch ass.
Got you.
You Protestant liberal fuck.
I got you. You're dead now. I'm waiting. I'm going to have you strangled with a cord or maybe poisoned.
With a leaden bullet.
Bitch.
Hope you got a baby in that womb.
Yeah, that's a pretty,
That's what we're dealing with.
That's some light, jaunty shit in that oath there, man.
You think you call that heavy? I call that heavy.
Well, see, I was being facetious. I said light and jaunty.
Okay.
See
what you did there?
Yeah. But that's some crazy shit, man. Like,
some of that shit.
I mean, that is not a light thing to promise.
Go ahead and look up all the oaths of the Jesuits if you're interested in further reading.
Yes. There's a lot of stuff on that. I found that earlier.
Yes.
But no, the current one is Arturo Sosa. He's been the Black Pope since 2016. There's not much you can find on him. He's a professor of political science, which, that should just tell you a lot right there.
Anytime you hear poli-sci, run away.
Yeah, like he's a priest who is a master's in political, or not master's, he has a PhD in political science.
Yeah.
That should tell you
everything you need to know.
Everything you need to know about this dude. Like, why does a priest have to have a poli-sci PhD? Like, wouldn't it make more sense if he had a PhD in, like, theology?
Theology or any, I get it.
But they're like, they've been touted as, like, the secret puppet masters of fucking political affairs for the last, God, I don't know how long.
Well, fuck, they have a list on that shitty Wikipedia page about the things that they were supposedly involved with. Mm-hmm. French Revolution. I don't remember the entire list.
They went hand in hand with the Rothschilds too.
Yeah,
like they've been helping people for a long time.
Yeah,
get their shit off the ground.
And he's, in my mind, to watch his interviews. I watched a few of them last night. He is much like every politician you see. He's that boy that knows the words that you got to say for the public. He wants to appear as a kindly grandpa who at the same time you would never believe just issued orders for Vatican assassins to go and fucking, cause a Waco or cause a this or that. But it's it's probable. It's entirely possible.
Do you think he likes boys?
I think he definitely likes boys because he's a Catholic priest. I'm sorry if you're Catholic, but history. Yeah. And I'm not going to say he doesn't like little girls, too. He kind of reminds me of that dude from V for Vendetta where he requests that child prostitute.
Are you talking about the guy who's like the bishop?
Yeah, they're like, sorry, Bishop, he was a little bit older. There was a mix-up.
There's a bit of a mix-up.
I can't believe you thought it was a problem. She's beautiful. And then,
Mea culpa.
What happened to him should happen to all of them.
Yeah. We need that in our life. We need V. We need V for Vendetta. We need V.
Yeah.
We need him.
We're all V, though. That's the thing. We're all just waiting on one of us to put the mask on.
Nobody cared who I was until I put the mask on.
Exactly. Don't be like Mike DeWine and put that mask half the way on. Put it all the way on. Put that V for Vendetta mask on and go give them a gunpowder treason and plot that they'll remember for years.
I decided when this is all over, I'm going to get a box and I'm going to fill it full of masks because I've got a lot of them now.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
And I'm just going to have it as a keepsake, like a reminder of all this if we survive this comet tomorrow.
Yeah. I don't think... Back to that real quick. I could be wrong. But I think that they've done everything that they can do to ensure their survival. The leaders, I mean.
Yeah.
If anything, they've blown them up or they're going to use some sort of technology to disrupt them. But I think there will be something they can't control. It's highly possible that tomorrow would bring Yellowstone a polar shift, which would be fucking terrible.
Hey, everybody out there in the West, I don't even know what to tell you. Fucking run.
Leave, bro.
Leave now. If you live anywhere in proximity, with a 200-mile radius of that motherfucker.
Nah. I watched Mary Greeley's channel.
Yeah.
And she's been showing videos here lately. Check out Mary Greeley on YouTube. She watches Yellowstone, but, like, there's nobody there. And that's the thing, too, that I was thinking about with this lockdown. Like, get everybody out. Because that was one of her main complaints before all this shit happened with COVID was, like, it's crazy to me all the money that they're willing to make off people visiting Yellowstone and not tell them that it's a fucking super volcano that could go off. Well, now it's like they know something's up. So now the only people there are park rangers. And these fucking geologists that control these cameras have been super honed in on new, what do they call it? The spouts that are popping up. Yeah. They've got new trees dying from gases that are coming out of it. They've got,
do you think the Rangers hate their lives just as much as we do at the factory in Sagness? Like, God, I fucking hate this goddamn place. I'm going to fucking die here.
I hope so. I hope they all hate it. I hope they all listen to the Bones and Tubs podcast and they're like, you know what? I'm getting out of here.
Fuck my job.
Yeah, fuck it. But I don't know. They're like I said, I'm not into fear porn. I wanted to hit the trigger words and I wanted people to be aware. I am very curious about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Could be nothing. But they're also saying that solar flare is a possibility, and that, in my mind, is the best option.
Well, I hope nothing absolutely terrible happens tomorrow. I did just order a new mask, to be a bit fashionable.
Okay.
It's not like your awesome plague mask or anything.
You can probably breathe in it without it moving.
It's it's just a black mask with the Boba Fett symbol on it, the mosasaur. Because I'm a nerd. But,
I get it.
But not so.
I'm definitely hoping for an EMP. I hope that it flies by the Earth with no issue. We go through the tail, no problem, and then it goes to the sun and it causes a massive solar flare that shuts off all of our electronics.
Or it gives us superpowers.
I can only wish.
It's about time.
I want two things. I want to fly, and I want psychic abilities.
Yeah.
I'll take either or, but both of them together. If you're not on Instagram Live right now, you can't tell that I'm doing the Italian sign.
Psychic abilities. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that about wraps it up for the show.
I would say so.
We'd like to thank you all for listening.
Yes.
We hope you enjoyed it.
Yes.
You could always get in contact with us, which people have been getting in contact with us, which I really appreciate.
Definitely going in on it.
You can hit us up on our email.
bonesandtubs@gmail.com.
You can always hit us up on Instagram.
Instagram.com/bonesandtubs.
We are on Facebook, and people do hit us up on there.
Facebook.com/bonesandtubs. Shout out to Three Amigos.
If you haven't done it yet, go on over to the YouTube channel.
I would highly urge this of any of your actions.
And subscribe, please.
I know you're probably driving or working, and you're like, I'll do that later. I'm going to get to that later. But I would really like you to do it now.
Yeah.
Because if you're anything like me, when I say I'm going to do it later,
I always forget.
Yeah. So check out Bones and Tubs Show on YouTube. YouTube.com/Bones and Tubs Show. Yeah. Hit the subscribe. Hit the bell, to see what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Help us get to 1,000. We really want to do live videos on that mobily.
But yeah, go check it out. We hope y'all stay safe. Hopefully nothing absolutely batshit crazy happens tomorrow.
Right.
So we could talk to you next week.
We would really like to come back next week.
But we hope you join us next week if we can.
2 more shout-outs just at the end of it, jny5.com.
Yeah, go check it out.
Check out his clothing. Check out his Instagram, instagram.com/jny5_. Blood of the Brave, bloodofthebrave.com. Blood of the Brave on all the socials. Check out his music. Let both of them know I found you from Bones and Tubs.
Yeah. We hope you all stay safe, and we hope you enjoyed the episode.
And we hope you guys live till next week. We love you.
We really do.
Cryptic as a Nas intro. Damn right, I grew up on Esco. Had Rocketman Park exposing the plot. I lost my heart when Soldier Slim got shot, but they still live on and more than these songs. I'm in a war just to right these wrongs, so I write these songs and spit it from the heart and came from the side that they call dog. Had a label, boxed in a trap, living life under a microscope and attack. That's all of us living against the odds. They were never in our favor. Check the paper that they print and sell. It's all a scam. Fake is the money that's in your hand. Have you seen the plans or read a book? Or do you hide your face? Are you afraid to look? Well, that'll all change when there's nowhere to go. Just do me a favor, don't turn cold, cause it'll be rough when you finally see. But it'll be worth it, cause you'll be free. It's a state of mind, a sense that makes sense. Don't you forget that we're all heaven sent. We're from the stars, we're in charge. But right now, we're all living at large. 101 for being nothing but born free. And then wrapped in thorns. If you do the math and add it up, you might finally see that we've had enough. Cause anyone living who's less than 13 years of age has been living in a cage since that day they cursed us all when they blew them up and we watched them fall. Every day that they've been alive, they've been living in a line, the world at war. Every day that they've been alive, they've been living in a line, the world at war. Every day that they've been alive, they've been living in a line, the world at war. Every day that they've been alive, they've been living in a line, the world at war. Nah, it ain't all good, but I won't let them take what's left of what's good. The power we hold, the love we know, and we can see when the eyes are closed. It may feel like the hate's about to win, cause it's all you see. Just a sin they played to pray every day on our minds to keep it all in a cage. They choose what they feed on the TV, and they thrive on hate, so that's all you see. More of the same, the hate and pain, the doubt and fear, the darker rain, and the same old fool who lives the rule, who's got the cure and the right last name. And if you don't pay to play the game, they might take you out and then blow your brains. I ain't shocked that they shot him, or surprised that they locked him all the way into the end of days. That's how it goes when you give it away, your power over the cowards who were ruled by force, and show up at your porch on a pale white horse and then hunt you down just like a sport that's real. But see, what hurts the most is those who watch like it's all a show, like the Hunger Games, cheering all the while they're living in chains that they can't see. But I don't blame them, cause I know what they face. I'm just like them, tracked and traced to keep us safe. Why? We're enemies of the state. Every day that they've been alive, they've been living in a line, the world at war. Every day that they've been alive, they've been living in a line, the world at war. Every day that they've been alive, they've been living in a line, the world at war. Every day that they've been alive, they've been living in a line, the world at war.